comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. Well, there must be a lot of happy listeners at the moment with Bitcoin up to almost $28,000 a Bitcoin. Surely you took my advice after I've been fucking ranting and raving about it for fucking how long now? 6, 8 months, 9 months? Begging and pleading for everyone to listen. Listen to me. The fucking economy will collapse and everything will collapse into Bitcoin. Please, you've got to understand what Bitcoin is. Even if you understand this much, if you understand Bitcoin is a distributed network, a bank you can hide your fucking money in. Keep it away from these thieving fucking dog cunt fucking politicians, looters, the fucking Atlas Shrugged looters. Keep it away from them. Hide it in Bitcoin. Forget about it. Don't worry about the number. Don't worry about how much it's worth, because the actual dollar is worthless. It's unbacked fiat paper money, nothing. It's worthless. Yes, the currency facade will continue for a little while longer, but the end of days are nigh. It's absolutely fucking unbelievable what's happening in the fucking US at the moment. If you're not looking at that and going, I need to get the fuck out of this system, you're not looking close enough. So basically, 3 banks collapsed. Silicon Valley Bank was the biggest bank that collapsed, and then Silvergate and a New York bank named Signature. And usually what happens is the FDIC, which is the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, usually they insure deposits up to $250,000. So if you've got $250,000 in these banks, you're okay. You're going to be covered. But if you've got $500,000, you'll get $250,000, and then the other $250,000 disappears into the ether or into some rich cunt's pocket. It hasn't disappeared. It's gone somewhere. So anyway, this week the US government came out and said, we're going to make every depositor of these banks whole. By the way, 90% of the depositors of Silicon Valley Bank are multimillionaires. It's not like your average Joe. It's not your fucking corn farmer down in Oklahoma. You're talking about wealthy cunts. So the government said, we're going to make all the depositors for these banks whole, so no one's going to lose any money. And I tell you who's going to fucking foot the bill? Everyone. Everyone's going to foot the bill, all right? So they're bringing in some fucking charge. I forget what it is. But there's some fucking charge every bank now has to pay that will cover the losses these banks fucking cause. So everyone has to foot the bill. In America, I think there's a lot of little banks. In Australia, there's like 4 big banks and there's a bunch of other like little shit. Not much, like maybe 3 or 4 other little things. But it's 4 banks that run the show here. There's not like rural banks and shit like that. So anyway, that's fine. That's just another fucking jab in the heart. The fucking poor have to fucking cover for these rich scumbags. But here's the kicker. Janet Yellen, who's the Secretary of the Treasury, came out and said something along these lines. This was to steady up the banking system, to give people more confidence in the banking system. She was like, we will cover all deposits, even over $250,000, for certain banks. Banks that fit our criteria. I think it's like the too big to fail banks. Will cover all the deposits for I think it's actually called the systemically important banks. But the smaller banks are just going to be covered by the FDIC, which means anyone with over $250,000 will just take their money straight out of these smaller fucking banks and put it into these systemically important banks, which means there's going to be bank runs on the smaller banks. And guess what? The wealth gets concentrated all the way up to the big banks again, which means like if you play that out into the future, let's say 10 big banks turns into 5, turns into 2, turns into 1, then it gets completely controlled by the fucking state, and then you're pretty much living in a fucking authoritarian dictatorship. That's the way these things trend. This isn't like conspiracy theory. This is the way it trends. So Janet Yellen, she got fucking grilled by this guy. I forget his name. He's like either the senator or representative of Oklahoma or something. She got fucking belted because this Yellen bitch, she's so fucking dumb. I don't know how these cunts get into positions of power. She must have been blowing lots of cunts when she was younger. Anyway, I think they've walked that back a bit. They're like, I don't know if we're really going to cover all deposits now. It will just be insurance, which is also bad as well because then people lose faith in the banking system. It's a fucking mess. The whole thing is a goddamn fucking mess. And now people are going to be like, what is this Bitcoin about? Why, as the fucking economy is collapsing and these fucking historical banks are fucking plummeting and crashing, why is the price of Bitcoin going up? Why? Let's investigate why that might be. Why would it be safer to have your money in Bitcoin than a bank? Why? That's the question you've got to ask yourself. That's the question you've got to find out for yourself. It seems that people can't fucking tell you. It seems like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him fucking drink. But if I wasn't already into Bitcoin, that's something I would be looking into. I'd be like, why, as these banks fail, does the price of Bitcoin go up? What is the connection there? What could it be? Let me investigate. Anyway, you all don't need to worry about that because you listened to me months and months ago, didn't you? You all got into Bitcoin when it was like fucking 16,000, 18,000. And if you haven't, I'd get in pretty soon because by the end of the year, you're going to be like, fuck, I wish I got in at 27,000. Anyway, fucking that'll do for tonight. If you're enjoying the podcast, give it a share around. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and I'll see you the fuck later.